Dr. Shay here at the Heart-Centered Journey and Heart-Centered Wellness, where this month of April we are focusing on emotions. I wanted to just briefly share the current book that I am reading, and it is How Emotions Are Made by Lisa Feldman Barrett. And I'm just now delving into the first few chapters of this book as I'm continuing to increase my knowledge and developing workshop material for emotional intelligence. And just in the first couple of chapters, I found some profound insights that I wanted to just stop by and share briefly. One of the things that Dr. Barrett describes in her book is this classical view of emotion. And you would be surprised how many of us still believe and live by this classical view of emotions. And what does this classical view of emotion states? It states that our emotions are universal, they're discrete, and that they are hardwired within our brain, meaning that there is no inflexibility when it comes to emotion, and that everyone's experience is salient. And so here are just a few key points to help you understand what I mean by this classical view. So the first thing the classical view states is that there are a small set of basic emotions that are universally experienced across all cultures. Those basic emotions typically include fear, anger, sadness, joy, disgust, and surprise. And according to the classical view, each basic emotion is associated with specific facial expressions, physiological responses, and behavioral tendencies. What I bet you did not know is this classical view really emanated from Charles Darwin, who explored kind of the animal kingdom and really had a lot of influence on the development of this classical view, and even assigning facial expressions to be symbolic of experience of certain emotions. The next thing the classical view states is that emotions are fixed and innate. So in the classical view, emotions are seen as innate and biologically determined. And it suggests that certain brain structures are dictated to processing specific emotions, and that these structures are hardwired from birth. For example, fear might be associated with the amygdala and anger with the hypothalamus. The third thing that this classical view states is it looks more at a categorical approach and states that emotions are viewed as discrete categories and there are clear boundaries between them. So each emotion is assumed to have a distinct set of features, expressions, or behaviors attached to it that differentiate from other emotions. For example, we can use sadness and we can think about the emotion experienced as tears. But we all know that many of us, when we're angry or even experiencing joy, tears can emanate. And so, but the categorical approach says that that can't be, right? It looks at this specific category that each emotion must fit into. And that allows for it to be easily recognized and accurately labeled. Barrett in her book challenges this classical view, and we're going to be talking about that in some of our upcoming little mini videos as well. Because what I want you to know, and one of the things she really points out, is that our emotional experiences are complex. And it cannot be fixed and innate. It cannot be categorized. And the universality of emotional experiences is vast. So we cannot put it in a box and expect that cookie cutter application to every single person that we meet. There's such variability and versatility and context dependent emotions that arise within us. So she proposes an alternative view for the variability of these emotions. She allows for individual experiences and for that individual to label their emotions accurately and for what they are. And so I'm going to continue to share with you little insights from this book, but I just wanted to let you know that the classical view of emotions that many of us live by daily is antiquated. It is outdated, and we must begin to not only experience our emotions, but we must learn how to appropriately and adequately label our emotions. When we give them the feelings label, we want it to be authentic to what our body, our mind, and our spirit has encountered within the world. We want to live in whole alignment as God has created us to be. We're whole beings, biopsychosocial, spiritual beings. And so we're going to continue to delve into this book. I will share insights as I continue to read, and I hope this little mini video has helped you to understand the old paradigm of the classical view of emotions as we continue to increase our own knowledge of emotional intelligence. I hope that you have a beautiful day today.